guys, welcome back. So I hope you are all staying safe and I hope you are all well. I came up with an idea. I copied an idea. Okay, I copied an idea. So I watched a vlog and Carrie Hope Fletcher was ranking Disney Pixar films. So I thought I'd do the same, but instead of just doing Disney Pixar, I want to do Disney Pixar, I want to do Disney Princesses, and I want to do Disney Channel original movies. So hopefully you'll all stay and watch for the full video. So let's get straight to it. So I'm going to start with Disney Pixar films. So there's going to be God tier, top tier, mid tier, and awful. Got Toy Story 1, 2, 3 and 4. So Toy Story 1 has got to be top tier. It's got to be top. It's got to be top tier. Toy Story 2, I'd say mid tier. Toy Story 3, I actually think is God tier. Like, I love Toy Story 3, so I'm going to put that up there. Toy Story 4, I'm going to have to say mid tier. Like, I watched it in the cinema and then that's it. I've just never watched it again. A Bug's Life, I'm going to say is mid tier. Like, I was young when that came out and honestly, I haven't really watched it since. Like, I've watched bits when on like Sky Movies and it's been on the Disney one. I'll watch it. But other than that, not really too bothered, so it'll stay in mid. Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. So I'm going to put them both in like top tier. So they're not God tier, but they are top tier. Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. Monsters Inc. has got to go in God tier. It's got to go in God tier. There is not a moment where Monsters Inc. is on and I don't want to watch it. Monsters University though, put it in mid tier. I feel like I'm going to regret that. No, I'll put it in top tier. Incredibles 1 and 2. Incredibles 1, God tier. Straight up God. Amazing tier. Incredibles 2, I watched it in the cinema and I just couldn't get into it as much as Incredibles 1. So I'm going to have to put that in mid tier. Cars 1, 2 and 3. Cars is up there for me. I absolutely adore Cars. So Cars 1 and Cars 3 are both in top tier for me. Cars 2, you are in the awful tier. You are in the awful tier. Like, I put on my Snapchat, I think it was like last week, I tried to watch it. And I remember putting it on my Snapchat and then being like, I give up. And my mate messaged me and went, you lasted 6 minutes trying to watch that film. Ratatouille. I love Ratatouille. I love Ratatouille. So that is going to go in God tier for me. Like, Ratatouille is the one that I can like go to all the time and not be bored of it. Inside Out. I'm going to say top tier for Inside Out. Just because I can't watch it over and over and over again, but the concept of it is beautiful, amazing and wonderful. COCO. I know the message it's trying to send. And yes, I did cry when I first watched it. But I still think it's a bit weird. I'm just like, eh. So COCO is going to have to go in the mid tier for me. Guys, by the way, this is just my opinion. Please don't be mad at me. And the last one for this Pixar moment is Brave. Brave has got to go in top tier for me. I just think her confidence and everything is great. First off, we've got Snow White. Snow White, you have definitely got to go in God tier. You are the first princess ever. Cinderella. So Cinderella has Cinderella 1, Cinderella 2, which is Dreams Come True, and Cinderella 3, which is A Twist in Time. Okay, so Cinderella 1 is in the top tier. Cinderella 2 is in the mid tier, but Cinderella 3 is in the God tier. So if you haven't watched it, that is one I recommend. Please go and watch it. So Sleeping Beauty, I prefer Maleficent, the new aged film, over Sleeping Beauty. So Sleeping Beauty for me is in the mid tier. It's not in the awful, but it's in the mid. The Little Mermaid, for me, that's another one that's in the mid tier. Haven't been as engaged as I am to other stories like that one, so that's going to go in the mid. Aladdin. Aladdin, you are in the God tier. If you are not in the God tier, why? Why are you not? Like, Robin Williams, hello? I can show you the world. Oh, amazing. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, you are in my God tier. You are in my life. You are in my heart. I love you so much. Mulan, you are in my top tier. The strong and powerful storyline and everything like that, but you are definitely in my top tier. Princess and the Frog. Princess and the Frog is the most underrated Disney princess movie ever. There is no Disney princess film more underrated than Princess and the Frog. You are in my God tier. So I'm going to do Tangled and Frozen together because I prefer Tangled over Frozen. Always have done, always will do. But, so, Tangled's in my God tier. It's way up here, you can't even see it. Frozen's in the mid tier. Well then Frozen 2 is in my God tier alongside Tangled. It's literally next. Frozen 2 just beats everything. It beats everything, okay? Beats everything. Pocahontas, you are in my mid tier. Like, I appreciate you a lot. So the list that I've got on my phone here are all films that I have seen. So I haven't included ones that I haven't because I just feel like there's no point. So the Cheetah Girls 1, 2 and 3. I personally think that the Cheetah Girls could have stopped at Cheetah Girls 2. Like, I love the storyline of Cheetah Girls 3, don't get me wrong. But I just think it could have stopped when they were in Barcelona in Cheetah Girls 2, and that would have been fine. So for me, Cheetah Girls 1 is in the mid tier. Cheetah Girls 2 is in the top tier. And yeah, Cheetah Girls 3 is the mid tier. Twitches. I love Twitches. Twitches 1 and 2. For me, they are in my God tier. They were my go-to Halloween. Like, every Halloween for the past few years has been literally Twitches 1 and Twitches 2. So they are both in my God tier. I love High School Musical. I love the songs. I love everything about it. But the first film is a bit naff. Like, compared to 2 and compared to 3. So High School Musical 1 is in my mid tier. High School Musical 2 is in my top tier. And High School Musical 3 is in my God tier. High School Musical 3 I love with a hardcore passion. Jump In. Jump In has got Corbin Blue from High School Musical in it. And Jump In, it has got to be in my top tier. Simply because it's underrated. It is underrated. Camp Rock 1 and 2. Again, this is the sort of thing, I actually prefer Camp Rock 2 to Camp Rock 1. So I'm going to put Camp Rock 1 in my mid tier, and I'm going to put Camp Rock 2 in my top tier. Do love the songs though from Camp Rock 1. And Jonas Brothers, how can you not love them? Princess Protection Programme was wonderful. I managed to get Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez in the same film. Buzzing. So that, for me, is going to go in my top tier. So Wizards of Waverley Place, the movie, is next. And I can't even put into words this film. Like, obviously there's the series, but the film, like, you could watch and completely just be fine with watching the film without watching the series. And for me, the film, it pulls on the heartstrings, even for anyone. And it's the first sort of film that's not really a love story either. It's literally all based on family. So for me, that's got to be in the top tier. Top tier up here. Starstruck. Oh my goodness. Starstruck, again, is underrated. And for me, it's just got to go in my top tier. So there's 2 films that I would say are 100% level of underrated. And Avalon High is one of them. Avalon High for me is in my God tier. In Avalon High, it is about a group of high school students who then basically become the reincarnation of King Arthur and the Round Table and the Knights. And it's so underrated. It's so worth the watch. You've got Greg Sulkin, who's in Wizards of Waverley Place. He's an amazing actor, and in the film he puts on an American accent even though he's British. He's from London. And also you've got Britt Robinson, who was then obviously in, you know, more recent times was in like The Longest Ride and Space Between Us, and she is an incredible actress, and that whole film is just very underrated, so go and check it out. The Sweet Life movie, for me, that's got to go in mid-tier. So none of these films are actually awful. The Sweet Life movie is a movie based on the boys from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Sweet Life on Deck, and for me it just did not need to be made at all. So earlier on I said that there were two films that were very underrated. One of them is Avalon High. This one is Lemonade Mouth. Lemonade Mouth literally needed to be more appreciated than it did. Like, I can't understand why it didn't get the recognition that it needed. We were supposed to get a Lemonade Mouth 2, but that got scrapped for some reason. I don't really know why. And I really wish we would have got one. But the story was enough by itself. Lemonade Mouth for me is in my God tier. Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure. So this is a spin-off from High School Musical. It follows Sharpay's adventure to being on Broadway. It's not the opportunity that she thinks she's going to get, but obviously it's a Disney film, so it all works out in the end. And for me, that's actually got to be in top tier. From Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure, there's two songs that I recommend to everyone. And it is New York's Best Kept Secret and The Rest of My Life. Geek Charmin. Geek Charmin has got to be in my top tier. On the whole, it's quite light, it's quite fun, and it's nice to see the status quo broken yet again, but not in a way that's so unrealistic like High School Musical was. Like, High School Musical was quite very unrealistic, that like everyone's gonna get along and stuff like that. It was never really like that in Geek Charmin, but it's definitely worth the watch, and that's why it's in my top tier. Let It Shine. So Let It Shine, for me, is in my top tier. Let It Shine is about a competition to discover a new rap artist, and there's a mix-up with who wins the competition. So it means that two best friends have to work out between each other how it's all going to work, when the singer who was hosting the competition was actually an old friend of both of them, and they both kind of fall for the girl. But this film, it shows a different side to rap, that rap isn't all about sex and it's not about bad language, and it can be used for good, and that's what it shows in the film Let It Shine. And that is why for me Let It Shine is in the top tier. It deserves a lot more recognition than it gets. Radio Rebel. Radio Rebel has Debbie Ryan in it from The Sweet Life on Deck, and for me it's in the mid tier, but it is a very good film. Teen Beach Movie 1 and 2. I don't always necessarily like the first film. I always kind of like the sequel better. But for me, Teen Beach 1, it could have stopped there. Teen Beach 2 did not need to be made. And I think I've watched Teen Beach 2 once, and that is it. But Teen Beach Movie, like, number 1 is amazing. So Teen Beach 1 is in my top tier, and Teen Beach 2 is in my mid tier. So last is Descendants 1, 2 and 3. Descendants 1 for me is in the mid tier, and Descendants 2 and 3 fight it out for which one's on the top tier and which one's on the god tier, to be honest. My mood changes on which day. For me, watching Descendants 2, like moments where you can see Thomas Doherty and Dove Cameron actually like falling for each other, even though the characters were completely enemies in the film. And obviously Descendants 3 came out after the family of Disney lost Cameron Boyce. So Descendants 3 is always a tribute to him in my eyes. So even watching like the end of the film where they all like walk off and that's the end, like I'd still cry now watching it because that's like the last time we'd ever see Cam again. As well as the music in Descendants 3 is just amazing. Like Do What You Gotta Do is like my favourite song completely through the whole Descendants franchise for me. Like that's just my favourite song. It's a proper bop. So yeah, that was my ranking of Disney Pixar films, Disney princesses and Disney Channel original movies. Thank you all for joining me and I'll see you soon. Bye!